Please note, this is not meant to be a detailed instructional and is a demonstration of takedown techniques that I personally use for myself in my own personal game. It was created to give ideas only. Success is dependent on many factors not shown here. It's extremely important that you study gripping systems, setups, combinations, counters, and movements related to any takedowns you choose to add to your game. These takedowns are what I use successfully in live training on a regular basis. The takedown techniques in this video are my personal game and what I feel fits for me. Your personal takedown style may be different. Most of the no-gi techniques can be done with the gi, and many of the gi takedowns have variations that can be done no-gi as well. Many times I like to do a double leg takedown when my opponent is leading with the same leg that I am. If I'm leading with my right leg and they're leading with their right leg, I like to shoot a double. And if my opponent is leading with the opposite leg, I like to shoot a single. If I'm leading with my right leg and they're leading with their left, I'll shoot a single from there. With the drop step, you want to check your distance, change your level, step your lead leg, then shoot for the takedown. From the underhook, remember to bend your leg so you can pick the leg up for the single. I like to push the head by, get the underhook, and then squat so I can pick the leg up. I can also get the underhook by pummeling, shooting my arm up, and then getting the underhook from there, so in that way I can attack for a single leg. And if your opponent reaches, you can smack their hand down and clear the opening for the shot. You also have the option to push your opponent's arms up so you can clear the opening for a shot too. And while in the tie-up, you can do the 2-on-1 so you can shuck your opponent's arm by and leave their leg open for a single leg attack. I also like to use arm drags so I can open up shot opportunities. There's many reasons to cut the corner when you shoot a double leg takedown. When I run the pipe from the single, I like to put my hand on their heel so I can get more leverage for the takedown. I also like to lift their leg up high when I get the single leg so then I can trip their leg forward and get the takedown from there. And then when I do this, I also take my foot, put it behind, and trip them backwards too. And a great single leg takedown from all levels is to take your arm, put it behind their back, and sit your leg through as you fall on your hip. So I get the single leg, put my arm behind their back, shoot my leg through, and take them down. And if I shoot a double leg and I get deep underneath but my opponent sprawls and have both their knees, I like to take my head, bring it underneath them, pick them up, and then tip them over to the side. And a common thing that I do from a failed single leg when I still have my opponent's leg is I go around, step over their leg, and I still get the takedown. I highly believe that everybody should have arm drags in their arsenal. They are very fast and effective. And when I do the arm drag, I also love to do the slide style arm drag. This can lead to a straight takedown or even a good single leg attack as well. And when I do a duck under, I tip their elbow down, look up, and then I can take them down from there. I also like to use the duck under so I can expose my opponent's back and I jump right on top of them. The snap down can be very easy and very effective. My highest percentage takedown against really good wrestlers is for me to attack for a guillotine from standing and then I trip them out with my leg from there. From the same position, I like to tuck my head underneath their body and then pull their head down to the ground so I can get the takedown from there. I like inside trips. When I do the inside trip with no-gi, I like to put my hand down by my ankle so I can secure the position. I also like to do the uchimata to the ankle pick, and I like to do the uchimata to the ko-uchi sweep as well. A good defense can lead to a good offense. When someone gets a single leg, push their head away, get the overhook, put your head down, grab the wrist, do a mule kick, and then start your attack. When I sprawl against a double leg, I like to stuff them by getting double underhooks. And it's always very important to learn to drop your hip down when you go for the sprawl also. When they lift my leg up high to go for the single leg, I like to do a wheelbarrow and kick them away. With the Gion, I also like to use the inside trip, also called the Ouchigari in Judo. I don't just use this for the takedown, I also use it for setups and combinations. I also like to combine the inside trip with the double leg takedown. So when I go for the inside trip, I wrap my arms around my opponent's legs. And if my opponent steps back and I miss their leg, I switch right to their other leg. So I go for the inside trip on the one side and I switch right back to the other. And I really love the Sesaisuri Komiyashi in Judo. I block their ankle with my foot and then I trip them forward. The Kata Guruma, or the fireman's carry, is one of my #1 throws. I like to do this while being on both of my knees, and I also like the baseball slide style, where I slide my leg past them as I go for the takedown. By doing it this way, I get a high percentage takedown and it's very smooth. I'm also a big fan of the drop ippon style nagi. When I go for the takedown, I like to get my body practically all the way underneath them as I flip them over me. The 2-on-1 lapel grip is extremely strong. You're going to take both of your hands like a baseball bat grip, and you're going to grab one side of your opponent's lapel. It's so strong, lots of times you could just completely snap your opponent down. I also use the snapping from this position so I could set up shots with the gi on. I also love using this grip to get the Kochigari leg pick. I start with the snap, use a sweep, grab their leg, then push them forward. And I use the same Koichi sweep to get single leg attacks. And similar to the arm drag, I get a cross grip with my hand, pull my opponent by, and then get a collar drag. If my opponent doesn't fall down with the collar drag, I then attack their leg for a double leg. I pull them by, put my head behind, and attack their ankles. And I also use the collar drag to set up single leg attacks as well. Before this video was made, I had a goal of 7,500 YouTube subscribers. Please take just a couple minutes to subscribe to my YouTube channel to help me reach that goal. And also, please share it with all the grapplers you know around the world. Thank you very much.